Welcome. You're listening to Passages. I'm Drew. I got Patrick, Tim, and Jason with me. We are excited because we've been preparing our entire lives for this episode tonight.
This is it.
We've been working hard all week long, all lifelong to bring to you this excellent program called Passages.
When does the excellent programs? This really defined.
It started
as
116 episodes ago. Jason.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's definitely more excellent now than it was 116 episodes ago.
Since you brought that up, what I like is all the little inside jokes that have developed over the years. We kind of have our own language. There's a lot of stuff that, if we said it to a stranger, they wouldn't have any idea what we were talking about. And Patrick and I have been working on something related to that.
Yeah.
We were doing some AI music a few weeks ago, but it was unfinished. Everything was about 20 seconds long. And Patrick said, I wish I had lyrics to put in this. And I made a little mental note.
Yeah.
And did a little lyric writing. Patrick did a little producing, and we've come up with something that we'd like to share with you tonight.
Who performs the music?
I played all parts.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's impressive.
Patrick on everything.
Everything.
Let me introduce the band for tonight. On drums.
Drew, I thought about coming to your house last night just for call it a jam session, but it's all on the computer.
You should have.
Yeah.
Because we would have loved it.
Well,
was it just last night that we were running
we were finishing
It seems
this
like
up.
a long time ago.
Yeah. Are you ready? Is that all the preamble?
I guess so. I guess there's no way to do it.
Do you have a little FOMO, or what do you call it when you've already missed out? You're not fear of missing out. You've just missed out.
You guys have not missed out.
No.
You're about to join us right now.
Yeah.
So
you guys ready?
Here we go.
Here it is.
Put your concert headphones on.
Should I get my hold my phone up?
Be ready. Here we go.
You got to turn your light on.
Yeah. How do I do
Give me
that?
the phone, Boomer. I'll help you.
All right.
The Passages podcast from coast to coast. They got 4 straight shooters at the mic to host. Yeah! They going down wisdom like it's growing.
Is this the Roots?
Take a break from the beats and they give it up for free. They on YouTube now, another viral attack. Turn the video on. This ain't Maine, it's a cul-de-sac. EA Sports. You think you with 4 down home ballers, but you turn on the tube and it's a cue ball squalor. Your hashtag ball is beautiful. Free ball mayo, white dudes. Three ball mayo. White dudes.
Thumping.
Oh, man.
Good. The Patrick part is always my favorite.
Yeah.
Here today, gone tomorrow, aerodynamic warriors. Yo, your hairline called, it wants a restraining order. Saving money on shampoo because their head is bare. That's on sight. They ain't bald, they just taller than their hair. 3 bald male, white dudes.
This is awesome. We found the new bumper music.
White dudes.
We've got a lot of versions.
White dudes. And Patrick. Yo, DJ Joe, it's not a quote, it's a quotation. Adam Sandler made a list of famous Jews. He's one of bald sages with shiny domes and views. Got Dostoevsky staring like he knows your sins. Tolstoy wrote a book that got 1,000 chins. C.S. Lewis with the lion in the wardrobe crew. Mahatma Gandhi went bald. Yeah, we see you. Kipling wrote If like a dad on the rant. Wendell Berry farm strong, write a book, plant a plant. Ben Franklin flew a kite, said yo I found a spark. Tim Keller dropping sermons while he strolled through Central Park. Robert Duvall looking tough with the cinematic glass. John Adams wrote it down like I regret your hair. Cormac McCarthy wrote it dark, stripped down and true. Alfred Lord Tennyson said, Strive, seek, find, still coming through. Go up, you old bald head.
A biblical reference.
Wow.
My favorite verse is coming up.
We haven't had it already? I mean,
It's better.
White dudes. And Patrick. Tim's got a head so big that a toupee won't cover. Need a 4-pay on top for this mayo brother. Drew shaking like a leaf in a thunderstorm. Got a lump on his head like an off-center unicorn. Jason makes us groan with his jokes all the time. When he takes off that hat, the whole room starts to shine. And it's Patrick, the mayo brother whose hair won't turn loose. But the other guys suspect it's cause he's been on the savory smoked salmon juice. Don't be like Chris Rock, or this show will go south. Like Jada Pinkett Smith, keep their names out your mouth. 3 bald male white dudes, three bald male white dudes, and Patrick, 3 bald male white dudes. Patrick, yeah.
Oh man,
pretty good, huh?
Fantastic.
I think that may go number 1 on my Spotify playlist.
Did you say there was a possibility of putting this on Spotify?
Oh, we can 100,000% put this on Spotify as a
that needs to
like
go
a release.
That is spectacular.
Now, unless you have other plans, I'd like to close the program with the gospel choir version.
Yes.
Same lyrics.
Same lyrics. You can understand them better in the gospel version.
You wrote those lyrics?
Yes.
That is very well done.
I don't know. There's
Patrick,
a lot that you missed. I think.
Yeah, I know there is.
Because y'all were laughing over some of the best parts.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to it a number of times.
There's a long list. You remember Adam Sandler doing the Hanukkah song?
Yes.
And he gave a list of Jews?
Yes.
I did a list of the bald authors that we've quoted.
Oh, wow.
I caught on to that.
That was
part.
what that was.
That was the second or third portion
that's
of it.
Third verse.
Yeah.
So
that is well done, guys. And how you kept that a secret?
It was just I kept it a secret by sharing it with everyone except you guys. I was having so much fun with it. And
you said earlier that it was better than Out of the Thicket. You may be right. I'm just kidding. It'll get more hits than Out of the Thicket.
It's a little shorter for sure.
It already has.
Nice.
Yeah.
Out of the Thicket. Riddle Creek Publishing.
Or Amazon.
Or
whatever
anywhere.
you want.
Or where fine books are sold.
Or come see me. I'm so desperate I'll give you a copy. Please. No, actually I can't afford to do that. But
no.
I'd love to.
I've got 4 or 5 copies. If I can get my table to stop wobbling, I'll give you one of them.
Wow. You've overcome your insomnia then, because that was your treatment for insomnia.
Yeah, it was. No, yeah.
Oh well. So it's hard to move on from that, really. And
well
this
done,
is going to be a terrible segue.
Well, I hope you bring it.
Thank you for the surprise.
Keep the energy up here,
great.
Drew.
I'm not going to.
I'm pretty sure one of our passengers told you to stop being lame. So
I was told by someone very close and dear to me that I needed to quit being serious and boring. So I'm going to double down on it tonight. Actually, I find this very interesting. There was last year a young woman, 19-year-old in Lyon, France. I think that's the way you say it. Yeah, I may need Tim's help here. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Oh, let me see it.
Let
me see it.
Okay.
I'll help you.
He is fluent in French.
You see there?
Her name is Clelia Verde.
Oh, okay. Clelia Verde.
Yeah, you don't roll the R's in French. You wait in the back of your throat.
Is it
Verde?
Is that the green sauce at Raoul's?
Yeah, let me tell you, I saw Verde.
Yeah.
I had Verde sauce come out my nose once. I don't eat any enchiladas Verde for this fella anymore.
Well, she's 19. She went into a medically induced coma for 3 weeks. And when she woke up, she had lived 7 years.
In her sleep?
I mean, what happened during those 3 weeks, her brain constructed an entire life.
Why did she go into the medically induced coma? Are you getting to that point?
I think she hurt herself.
Okay.
I think she overdosed or
okay.
Say her name again.
Clelia Verdier. So they had to put her into a coma to save her life. Her brain constructed an entire life, 7 years, in which she gave birth to triplets. She felt the pain of labor and the overwhelming wave of love holding her babies for the first time. She watched them grow up, learned their personalities. She named them Mila, Miles, and Maylee. One of her daughters was shy.
The alliteration.
The other was a bundle of energy, and she remembered walks, meals, and years of daily life with the children she had raised. And then one of her children died shortly after birth, and she grieved that loss too, inside the coma, in a reality that felt completely, entirely real to her. Then she woke up, and she learned that only 3 weeks had passed.
3 weeks.
And she did not have children. They didn't exist. And now she's going through therapy and grief counseling to try to process not having lived a life that felt entirely real to her.
That's bizarre.
That is a crazy story. And it reminded me, and I'm going to nerd out here, but there's an episode of, I don't feel stupid saying it, Star Trek The Next Generation. It's called Inner Light.
Yep.
Are you familiar?
Keep talking, Drew. You're talking my love
So
language.
Captain Picard, they encounter an alien race that hits Picard, if I remember correctly, through the Enterprise with a probe or something. Some light hits him, knocks him out, and he comes to in this other world. And he asks if he's dreaming. They said, "No, you're not dreaming." And he says, "I'm the captain of Starship Enterprise, whatever." They say, "No, you're not. That's a dream. This is your life." And he lives like 40 years in this state. And at the end of the show, he wakes up 25 minutes after he'd been knocked out. And he's had all these memories. He's had marriages and children. He's learned to play the flute. He wakes up and he can play the flute like amazing. And
I would have picked a cooler instrument, but that's just me.
That's what they played on that made-up planet in his head.
It's only if it's Yaz.
And it just really, I didn't tell it well. I started thinking through how did they tell that convincingly, but man, if you allow yourself to suspend disbelief and get into that show, which I'm sure is pretty dated by production standards these days, but if you allow yourself to be absorbed in that show, it's heartbreaking when he realizes that he never married that woman, never knew those people. They were totally real to him. A life of 40 years and 25 minutes. In the real case, 7 years and 3 weeks. And then that, to me, ties into a philosophy. Have y'all ever heard of solipsism? Solipsism, I think.
Is it combines the three dots after a sentence?
No, that's an ellipsis.
But
it's a Latin word that means self alone. And it's the idea that the only thing you can really know that exists is yourself. And that the rest of the world could be, for all you know, an illusion or a dream that you're projecting from your subjective point of view. So for me, you all could just be made up in my mind, and you're all thinking the same thing about me.
Well, if you could make me up with hair, that would be better.
Okay. I'll. It's not working, so maybe this is real.
Yeah,
but then he'd have to change the song.
So
not worth it.
The song's too good.
The fourth connection I'm going to tie all this together with is a question. Has your wife ever woke up angry with you because of something she dreamed the night before?
No.
She ever woke up angry with you because of something you did in her dream the night before?
Like, what'd I do? That wasn't me.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Not getting in trouble.
My wife has never woke up angry with me, but she has woken up angry with other people and just really struggled to come to grips with the fact that they didn't really do what she dreamed they did. Dreams are really weird. And just
isn't that crazy though, that many, that just shows you sort of what the brain can do, right? That it can somehow, that it could pack 7 years of content into a 3-week period in terms of like what's working
time
in the brain, right?
And we've all had these long dreams. We felt like they were long dreams. To wake up and you think it's the alarm clock's about to go off. You look at it and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're thinking, that's impossible. That's just, time just doesn't work.
Well,
in the
and
dream
you wonder
world.
if the brain was protecting her from what was going on physically. So it took her someplace in her subconscious that was more comfortable for her. Like, because the body does a lot of things that are just natural protective mechanisms, almost coping mechanisms for what you're going through. It makes you wonder if that was just a self-preservation, a self-protective thing.
I'm sure it was.
She'll probably write a book that'll say 7 years in heaven or something like that. You know, things like that. Those books
that
come out of there.
In this discussion is this what a near-death experience is? I don't want to get into that tonight. I do think the whole thing about Picard waking up and able to play the flute, you know, it illustrates the mind's power. And Tim, you were saying this, but your internal life shapes you. So you got to be really careful about what you let go on inside there. You know, negative self-talk is not good because you're shaping who you are.
That whole fake it till you make it thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fake it negatively or you can fake it positively. And it sounds super cliche and like, fake it till you make it. Like, quit telling me to do that. But if you, to your point, if you just tell yourself over and over, you can kind of make yourself believe it.
So I know it's hard to argue with the truth of Star Trek, but has there been actual cases of people who have gone into these, I guess you would say during a period of coma and come out able to play an instrument
with a new skill
like that?
Yeah.
Or is that just something for the movie itself?
Something physical like that. I don't see that happening because, I mean, even if it's any musical instrument is going to require dexterity, muscle memory, you know,
and some base of knowledge, right? If you don't have that in your brain,
you can't make that up,
right? So maybe like if I, so is it possible that if I took piano lessons when I was in the 3rd grade, that somehow
you could come out of it and be Liberace
and be able to, have a new level of focus on that or something. I don't know. But if I've never, if I never have that information or knowledge, that doesn't seem possible.
Let me ask this question. When you're dreaming, do you know in the moment what's going to happen next?
I rarely dream. See, y'all are talking about dreams like these are common things. Are they common things for people?
That you remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah. I mean, even with the CPAP, I mean, it is rare that I ever wake up and think, oh, well, that was a weird dream. I mean,
I don't dream
occasionally.
A lot.
It's not very, it's probably because from time to time we're, struggling with the whole breathing thing.
Stop skirting the question.
What was the question? I wasn't paying attention.
When you dream,
well, we sort of killed that part of it, but let's go with when we do.
Do you know what's going to happen
next
in the moment? Do you know what's going to happen?
What do you mean? Like in my dream state, do I know what's going to happen?
Like in the moment in your dream state.
Or if I wake up, do I know what was going to happen next?
In the dream.
I don't think so because I've been falling before and it's like I didn't know if I was going to land or not, I mean.
So the question is, if you aren't in control of it, if you're not making it up, where does it come from? I think the answer, I think that's the answer. But it's a pretty crazy thought that you can go into your own mind and surprise yourself.
Yeah, it was the production studio part of the brain that was putting the show on, and the rest of us didn't know exactly what was going to happen.
So we've talked before about the guy who woke up and could only speak Mandarin, right? Ben McMahon.
I remember. Didn't we think it was?
So he was in a car accident, left him in a coma for a week. When he woke up, he could only speak and write Mandarin. We've talked about him on this show.
Had he studied Mandarin before?
He'd studied some Mandarin in school, but was never fluent before the accident. There's another case of a Georgia teen who was kicked in the head during a soccer match in 2016, woke up fluent in English. I'm sorry, in Spanish.
What was weird was he eventually fell in a well and he went right back to English.
Got it before I did.
We were all thinking this.
And his dad's name is Cousin Eddie.
And there was another case in 2012, somebody waking up and fluent in French, 2010 fluent in German. There was a case in 2006 of someone who dove into a shallow pool, hit his head, and woke up able to play piano with no prior training.
Okay.
Well, that seems impossible.
So from the head trauma, he became a musical prodigy. He's the most cited example of acquired musical savant syndrome. His name's Derek Amato.
Okay. Now, Nate, I'm going to be at your house. We're going to see if we can get this thing at like Liberace. I'm going in the shallow end.
But is that a different thing than this? Because did he have a life in that?
So,
that was an injury.
It was. But we were talking about
coming out of a
Picard being able to play the flute.
Yeah.
And that was from head trauma, not, well, I guess we don't know what happened to her.
She was induced. It was an induced coma.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know what other
probably
things
not
were
head
going
trauma.
on.
Never mind. I'm not coming to jumping in your pool.
I do seem to remember. First of all, Drew, I'm a little offended that you looked over at me when you started talking about Star Trek.
We've talked about it before. We know,
but I'll own it because Picard's the best captain.
Yeah. We've talked about.
I think
Picard.
in that episode, wasn't at the end as he was waking up, he sort of saw the end of like everybody was standing in front of him and they were telling him a little bit of the history of their people, where their world collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing they could do was send a probe with all their memories out. I think that was
the aliens who attacked him were just trying to plant their culture,
preserve their
in somebody. So they gave him a life on their planet that was being destroyed. That was the point of it. Yeah. I'd forgotten about that.
Nerds.
That's a pretty good memory that you can do that. Did you dream that? And
I dreamed it while I was looking up musical savant syndrome.
He's actually never watched Star Trek before.
I've never seen an episode.
Just had a dream one time.
Star Trek savant syndrome.
Yeah. Well, another thought before we move away from this is, if dreams are so convincing, if your mind can be so convincing, it makes you question your memories, which is something we've talked about a lot on this podcast. Is, if you're haunted by a memory, one good thing to remember is nobody's memory is perfect. Even if you're just absolutely sure that it went down a certain way, that's not necessarily the case. This girl is absolutely sure she had triplets, lost one, that they were raised to the age of 7, and that never happened. They're having a hard time convincing her of that.
I just wonder about these 7 years, right? Like, does she remember events that occurred over the course of 7 years, or does she remember like 7 years of packed content, right? That, like,
just super vivid memories.
Right.
Did she celebrate each of the 7 birthdays for her children, or
there was a line that said she remembered walks, meals, and years of daily life with the children. So it's probably similar to our memory of the past. I can't tell you what happened on every day, but I have a feeling of time passing and daily activities.
That'd be a
crazy story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. All right. First of all, I need to mention to the viewing audience that there will not be a review of The Princess Bride tonight.
That's too demerits.
I am on double secret probation at this point, but there will be a review.
You had one job.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
There will be a review at some point in the future.
You won't even say next week.
I won't even say next week, but I am going to do everything in my power for it to be next week.
This might be a good place to officially announce that next week will be our we'll have one more episode next week, and then we're going to take 2 weeks off.
Yeah. Have a little summer break.
Break. Mm-hmm. All right. So that makes it even more important next week to.
It'd be nice to have a review.
It's like an hour and 30
place.
minutes, man. You can do it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. A little local flavor. I'd like to report that that one of the interesting spots in Leeds has been reduced to rubble.
Oh.
Mango, formerly a number of things. The tack room, the the Sierra.
Do you want to just mute him?
Well, there goes my segment tonight.
Oh, is that what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, well, it was.
This is what we get for trying to surprise each other.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
We never do this. And this is not even what I was going to talk about.
Well, I know. Well, just go on. I'll finish.
We'll be back to that in a minute.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I got deets on it. We can just combine this part of our segment.
All right. So
go ahead.
We're just, admiring the job going on over there and just thinking that maybe it was time for us to like go on site and salt the earth or something. So over to you, Jason.
So I found the article here that the city of Leeds posted on February 24th that the Mangoes was going to become an Aldi, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the footage on it. It was on Facebook earlier this week.
Why do we need an Aldi?
It's going to be the new.
Oh,
it's going to be the newest. The company's newest prototype design with a modern concept bringing an updated look and enhanced grocery shopping experience, according to the news. So I did a deep dive today on what I like to refer to as Cemetery Hill, because it's right there next to the cemetery. It sits up on the hill of everything that's been there. And I was shocked by this.
Lay it on me.
Since what date?
This goes back to 2002.
Okay.
So a year after I moved here. So
roughly 20 years.
Can we
in the 1700s, there was an Indian burial ground there. The Cherokee Choctaw branch of the Creek Indians had built a burial ground
what about
there.
The Chickasaws?
Does that work?
It was in the shape of a green wave, the burial mound was. And,
that explains so much.
Actually, I asked ChatGPT.
And it looked like a giant broccoli or something.
I did
asparagus with abs.
I did ask ChatGPT today if there was any truth to the rumor that hill once housed an Indian burial site. And it said equivocally no, that is folklore, local legend, but no truth to it. So if you want to guess, I am happy to give you the dates. So
let's do some guesses.
2002 to 2009 was the longest surviving restaurant.
Was that the OG? I mean, was that the original?
What was it?
The Tack Room?
Nope. Something before it.
Santa Fe Steakhouse.
Santa Fe Steakhouse.
That was first?
2002
I didn't realize it lasted that long.
To 2009. Santa Fe Steakhouse. And it closed because Santa Fe Steakhouse went bankrupt. And they closed almost all their stores. I think there's maybe one.
The one in Fort Payne.
Yeah. And it'll die COVID's not even made it to Fort Payne yet, I don't believe. Then from 2009 to 2011, there were 3 restaurants that rotated through there.
Was the Tack Room one of them?
Tack Room was the first one in 2009. It made it about 7 months.
2009 through 11.
Yep.
It wasn't the Chinese yet. That was not the Chinese restaurant.
No. That was other steak places.
They were more steak kind of, local dining, kind of your just Americana food. One of them sounds like it should be in Australia, at least to me it does, and one sounds like it should be at a casino.
I don't know.
I remembered one of these.
I gave up on it.
Caney Fork followed.
I don't remember that.
No.
Caney Fork followed the Tack Room and was there for
happened.
6 months.
Oh, well, maybe I was asleep then 6 months.
Caney Fork.
After Caney Fork, from late 2009, early 2010 to 2011 was Blackjack's.
I faintly remember
it had an ace. I think it had like the spade on the sign. It looked like a playing card.
Were these like written in Sharpie on top of Tack Room?
I think the sign out front was just a whiteboard, and they would just every now and again.
All right, so we've made it to 2011 at this point.
Yep,
we got a long way to go.
All right, 2011 to 2014 brought in what restaurant? There were two.
It's not Winsel's
no,
yet.
There were 2 of the same flavor, but 2 different restaurants that were there. This is when we went to the Orient.
Okay.
So this was the Chinese.
There was
restaurant.
the sushi.
There was a sushi place, but
buffet
the
place.
Spring East Buffet.
Don't remember that.
Spring East Buffet from 2011 to 2014. I think I ate there once and decided that
you'd rather live.
Yeah, that it was not
And
healthy.
then did the place come where the people were living in the back?
That happened right after Spring East Buffet.
Let me say, people may or may not have been living in the back.
Allegedly, reportedly, in the local lore of that restaurant, they found that there was a lot of people living in the back of that place.
They found a lot of mattresses after the fact as they were cleaning the place out, like 40 or something.
Yeah, that was the rumor. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but that went around. Don't sue us. We just report what we hear.
Right. Allegedly, reportedly.
And then from 2014.
What was the name of the second place? Okay.
From 2014 to 2017, there was another Asian restaurant there.
That was the sushi buffet.
And it was Sakura.
And that came from Gadsden or something. There was a Gadsden version of that. Okay.
That's how you say it.
All right.
Konnichiwa.
Is that a puzzle?
Yeah. That's Sudoku.
Yeah.
Sudoku.
You have to know the numbers 1 through 9. Yeah.
Many numbers as there were restaurants.
Keep going, Tim.
Yeah.
No. I should have learned. What episode is this? I should have learned by now.
Tim, can you do that in an Asian accent, please?
No.
Back to you, Jason.
I'll answer for it. Yes, you can.
I like that you started to laugh in an Asian accent.
Yeah.
Patrick.
You know, it reminds me of a joke, but we'll pass on it for right now. 2 restaurants left. 2019 to COVID. COVID killed one. Winsel's. It made it for about a year, and then it died.
And that may have been the biggest overhaul that was ever done.
There was a lot of hype around that.
Well, and they said
painted the sucker green. I mean, it was.
Yeah, they said because of COVID and all of the articles I read, and guys, I mean, I spent over an hour reading articles about these places. There was a lot of issues with the landlord and overhead costs mentioned in all the articles. And Wenzel said it was mostly due to COVID and overhead cost and landlord, but they also shut down a bunch of other locations too. So it was like, maybe it wasn't so much. And then we landed with the one that just died, Mangoes. So
Mangoes had a good run.
How many years was Mangoes?
6, 7, 21 to 26. So that's 8 restaurants from 2002 to 26.
And I think Mangoes seem to be fairly profitable.
Hey,
they always had customers.
Or at least full.
On what's happening in Leeds.
That's right. And there's a difference, right? Yeah.
Somebody posted a drone footage of them tearing it down today, and the comments were very, very in support of Mangoes. And there was a lot of comments about why do we need another grocery store? You know,
well, the Mangoes didn't own it, right? They leased it from whoever, and whoever sold it and didn't renew their lease.
There was some discussion that Mangoes was going to try to find another location in Leeds.
I mean,
they were talking about that.
So. Fine. It's not like we have 7 Mexican restaurants anyway.
This is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that said it was our best Mexican restaurant.
Lies.
I don't
in
know.
Leeds, most accessible
in the Leeds,
in the Tri-County area,
most expensive, I believe, Mexican restaurant we had.
Maybe
we don't talk. Stan doesn't stand for that kind of talk.
Yeah, no, agree.
Somebody said that Guad was the best, and I was like, well, not anymore. It's a car wash.
Guadalajara
car wash. So, and now we'll have Aldi's building in there from 2026 to.
Question
Who
mark.
knows? They did tear. Okay, back to you, Tim. They have torn the building completely down, so it's a clean slate.
Mm-hmm. They did it pretty fast too. It's like last Friday, they sort of chomped into the sides of it, and then Monday they came in and like Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball. Mm-hmm. And they took it down.
I want to know what a technological marvel of an Aldi looks like. How did they describe it?
Oh, I'd have to go back to the article.
It's going to be a new
they
design.
Say that,
right?
you know, when Buc-ee's moved in, this is the best Buc-ee. When Bass Pro moved in, this is the best Bass Pro.
This is the company's newest prototype design with the modern concept, bringing an updated look and enhanced grocery shopping experience.
Okay, I want to know what that means. Well, because how do you enhance walking around aisles with a...
Isn't it a general rule of thumb you don't buy the first year model when they change year models in cars anyway? I don't know that I want the prototype.
Maybe they're adding people that will load up your groceries for you.
Are they going to still charge me $0.25 to get my buggy?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you get it back? Did they say you get it back?
Yeah, you get it back. When you stick it back in there, it pops you. quarterback out at you or whatever.
Okay, this says Aldi is rolling out a new store of the future prototype featuring modular, adaptable layouts, open ceilings, and natural lighting. Just what I want in my grocery stores.
Sounds.
You know
nice.
what I want? Them to get the junk out of the floor. Sweep occasionally. That would be nice at a grocery store. I went in Walmart the other, and you know what else I'd like? When people are walking around shopping, let's not be unloading all the new stuff that's coming in, blocking the aisles, the exits, and people that are shopping for other people that can't shop for themselves. Get out of my way. I'm the consumer. Get out of my way. If I need to get to the Diet Dr. Peppers, don't be standing in front of them. I will karate chop you.
In other food news, my favorite Chinese restaurant of all time reopened.
I saw that
this weekend, and I went.
And
the food, exactly the same.
Okay,
and perfect.
Perfect.
It took 3 hours to get my food though.
You don't know what this is? Whoa.
Yeah. Are we talking?
Did they go to China to get it?
I guess we're talking about the one and only The Palace in Trustful. Used to be right next door to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're down by Ollie's and Tractor Supply in that shopping center before the movie theater shopping center. And
what did you order that took so long? Was it like a complicated order?
No. It was just normal order. The kitchen just was slow. Now, they also were completely inundated with takeout orders. Service was great in those
3 hours.
Yeah. Mongolian beef is my favorite Mongolian beef.
It's good.
They have my favorite egg drop soup. And we ordered an egg drop soup. And when she brought it to us, Amy and I and some friends were talking about, like, what if it's not the same? What if they've changed the recipe or whatever? And as soon as the waitress comes and she's holding it right here, because they do the kind where she ladles it out into smaller bowls. I kind of look over and I look in the bowl and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be so good. It was perfect. It was perfect.
It's a very good Chinese
I think give them a couple more weeks before you try to go.
Oh, I will.
And let them work their bugs out.
Yeah.
Also,
you can't say that about a restaurant.
Literal.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let them work their opening jitters out.
Let them let the cat out of the bag.
You can't say that either. Do you know what they call that at that restaurant? General Tso chicken. Very tasty.
He did it.
But was that a French laugh?
I'm not sure what accents are being used.
As well.
I don't know what
the French love it too. The French love the palace.
We will get them all, man. We'll get them all.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if you guys will remember last episode, we talked about a guy who was.
Wait a minute.
Are you done?
He's not done.
Oh, I thought you were done.
And then I'm not done.
Sorry.
We shared
He
part
just
of a
started
segment.
on to Jason's segment.
know. I thought we were done with it. All right. Go on, Tim.
I have one more local news
backing
I have
up
to
to
bring
10.
tonight.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Go ahead. No, you're still going.
No, you go ahead.
No, you.
So I want. So
after you, you're my man.
Aren't you amazed when there's a building like on a lot that
just disappears?
Like cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Probably $1 million to build that.
And
or
they
more.
just knock it down.
Yeah.
All those steel girders, they were just bending them all up and dumping them and piling them up.
Yeah. Y'all remember when that Taco Bell, they just demolished it and rebuilt another Taco Bell in the same
McDonald's.
block.
Yeah. It was completely gone.
Somebody,
crazy.
I assume whoever owned this through all of these things finally sold it to Aldi, right? I don't think, I would know. Guess.
I wouldn't think it's a land lease. It's got to be.
I would think they bought it like stock and barrel.
Yeah.
And so somebody considered that it was a good business deal to buy that land with that building on it, just to
tear it down,
clear it out, and start over.
I think that's
the part of business I don't.
I think we're not rich enough to understand.
Do not understand
that.
it. Right?
No.
I don't think I can do that math.
I mean, how long does that Aldi have to be there and be profitable to recoup the purchase, then the demolition, then the construction?
Somebody's paying for a franchise of Aldi's, right? Or
because the owner of that ex-owner didn't sell it for nothing. They sold a whole building, whatever that costs.
So they got paid a price for that land and that building that made sense for them to sell it.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's not, it doesn't make sense.
On a main thoroughfare.
But any local places wanting to open up, like, I mean, we don't need a Dollar General, but they would work, Aldi, anything. If you will reach out to me, I know where there are about 2.5, 3 acres of land available right off the interstate. If anyone is interested in that,
ease your pain.
Someone just give me a call. I know a guy that knows a guy.
That is the guy.
No, I wouldn't say that.
All right. I want to talk just a little more local flavor. And that is Yay Sports. Can we get a little Yay Sports?
Yeah, hang on.
Throw in a little Yay Sports.
Why don't I have this just on?
Oh, I should have warned you.
Yeah. Well, we also weren't going to do this one yet, right?
The team, go sports.
All right. Can you just explain what's going on here?
Hi, thank you. I have no idea.
I feel that, for this episode to fit in the archives, we need to talk about a big story that is sort of we've talked about it in the past, related stories, right? So we've discussed the whole Jake Gaines, Moody story.
Yeah, the
Battle of the Bridge.
Yeah.
Them overcoming leads for the first time in 13 years
By
or whatever.
College kids.
Allegedly, reportedly.
Allegedly.
And so they won the Blue Map, the state football championship this past year, and immediately the coach moves up, right? I mean, he moves up in classification.
Was Pell City really up, though?
It's
in elevation.
In elevation.
I guess in Cha-ching.
It is a bigger school, though. It's a 6A.
It would have had to been lucrative for him, right?
And so he made a move to Pell City, and Pell City was all abuzz, and so then there was news that a number of good players from his team were following him, which is okay.
If they're moving to Pell City.
If they're moving, right, their parents make a bona fide move, right, is the word that's used in the AHSAA. And there's also verbiage, I believe, that says you're not moving just for sports. Well, how can you judge, if I'm moving just for sports? Right. If I move over there, clearly it's because they've got a better math class than Moody does, right?
Student athletes.
Oh, yeah.
The students first.
Job opportunities in Pell City.
Absolutely. There's a nice Planet Fitness over there. So
Buffalo Wild Wings, there's a movie theater,
B-Dubs, there's a new Outback over there. Clearly,
it's a moving and shaking town.
And there's a TJ Maxx.
What more could you ask for? An Aldi?
A Hobby Lobby?
There's
one there.
They ain't got an Aldi.
They don't have an Aldi.
So football players, if you like Aldi, might want to consider Leeds as your stopping point.
As long as it's a bona fide move.
Bona fide.
Of course.
So all is well. Talent is moving, which, for the people in this room who all go for the green wave, let's just say that we weren't crying that there was talent leaving the other side of the bridge.
Yep.
It's okay.
Especially after the last 3
We got friends, we got family over there, and we were as happy as we could be for them.
And we didn't want to play
extent to which we could be happy for them.
And we didn't want to play 27-year-old NFL linebackers.
But they were also beating up my own children in those games.
This is true. So here we are. What's today? May the 20th. So we haven't even made it to the end of school. And today, the AHSAA, she dropped a bomb on me. Comes out with a ruling that old coach Jake Gaines gets suspended for a year.
Yep.
You get to take 26, 27 off, buddy.
Didn't Pell City hire another sort of embattled coach before?
I believe they might have.
I think they were already in the crosshairs.
Yeah.
In fact, they hired the most embattled of all the coaches.
Yes.
One Rush Probst.
Yep.
And so, but Coach Gaines was coming to them as the golden boy, program builder, whole 9 yards.
It's like,
right?
give me 4 years and I'll get you a state championship.
Absolutely. If it takes that long.
Yeah.
Because the talent was coming with him, clearly. Yeah. So now the question becomes, AHSAA comes in and says, that there were violations around the moves of players. Mm-hmm. And so how many of them? We don't know. How many of them were moving from Moody to Pell City? We don't know. Were they moving from other places? We don't know.
Were they bona fide moves?
Some of them clearly not bona fide.
Yeah.
They were fillet-ified. No bone.
No bone.
Right?
Yeah.
So, anyhow.
Fillet-ified. Did you just come up with that?
Just right off the top of his head.
Right off the top.
Man.
So, then in this ruling, they said Coach Gaines doesn't get to coach for a year. And any of these players that didn't, that violated the rules in their move were ineligible to play permanently at Pell City High School.
Oh.
However, if you go back where you came from, and not even where you came from, if you go back where you are, because you didn't make a bona fide move, so whatever district you're in, wherever you hang out, and go back to school there, you're eligible. So, was today a good day for a Leeds fan or a bad day for a Leeds fan? Because how many of those kids are coming back to Moody?
Yep.
Now, I had a discussion with our good friend and Moody supporter, Jimmy Stanio, after church tonight. He made a good point. So clearly there is not a Jake Gaines love fest in Moody right now, right? I mean, he was the guy.
There's a small percentage of people that are fans of his.
I mean, he still won a state championship for him. So, at the end of the day, there's a lot that never happened before.
Right.
But the question is, he took coaches with him, he took players with him, and they hired a new staff. And I think they probably spent a good bit of money. This guy comes with a pretty good pedigree as well. And the question is that coach going to take those players back? Because you just left me and you didn't really leave because you still must be living in my district. Am I going to let you play for me?
Good question.
Interesting question, right?
We'll find out.
Right?
I don't know, but the amount of time it took for something to come out once he moved there was almost as long as it took the cigar smoke to get out of the stadium after the stage.
Right?
Yeah, that's a sad thing.
Yeah. So, all that talk that was going on, clearly sort of came to fruition when he went down the road. Now, what's the theory on that? And I'll close with this, right? So, if he was doing the same thing, we'll just leave that to conjecture. At Moody, how'd he go high and dry and, Teflon his way through all that? But he goes down the road, and before they can get out of the spring training season and into summer, he's suspended for a year.
Whistleblower from Moody?
I'll say my theory is what Jason just said, right?
Do you think so?
Is if you're going to do that and you're going to leave somewhere, you better take everybody with you. Because if I'm behind and I know where the bodies are buried, and
hypothetically speaking,
right?
Allegedly,
not real bodies.
Allegedly,
Could it be that the spotlight was on him now? I mean, I guess he was pretty well known before the state championship, but he was high profile after that.
Yeah, that's true. He was a hot shot I mean, he was up and comer. There was talk when the Hoover job came open that it might have been him before they filled it the last time, before he went to Pell City the year before. I mean, he was a sort of a.
So he's
big
being
deal.
watched already.
Yeah, he was.
And I think Pell City's also been under scrutiny though because of the Rush Probst era.
Right.
Who was doing the same thing, right?
Allegedly,
ineligible players.
Yeah.
So what do we think happens with Gaines now? Does he
That's a great
kind of
question.
lick his wounds while at Pell City?
So
and
was
wait?
suspension paid or not paid?
I don't know. So probably has to do with the contract he signed, and what voids his contract or whatever.
Did I also
so he might, this might have voided his contract.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Did I also read that they can play regular games, but they have no playoff potential?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what kind of hurts is the kids that are left to play at Pell City that had, I mean, they didn't have a decision on what coach came, who he brought with him, all of that. I hate it
and
for
you're
the kids.
sending those ineligible kids off already.
Yeah.
So
and never played a game with
how's
them.
it right for this kid who's worn the black and gold since they could walk?
That's awful.
That's not right.
And they never played a game with the ineligible kid.
Never played a game with them.
As a parent that has a kid that'll be a senior playing football,
that's
like knowing what that's going to feel like, it would be awful if you find out right before season or right before you get into summer workouts.
Really
well, it's over. Yeah, that would really be a stinky way to have your senior year go.
Yeah, I agree. That's a really bad part of it.
I hate that for the kids. I hate that they punish the kids with that. So I have one last local news. We got to come up with a local news soundbite. Let's not do that one. No. Guys, one of my favorite local businesses, we almost lost it this week. I don't know if you've heard about this or not. But this happened Moody early, and I heard about this early in the morning. One of the first patients I saw Monday morning has a significant other that works there and told me about this. Guys, somebody tried to burn down Wendy's.
Burn it down?
And I thought about you. I bet it smelled like a Baconator.
Moody police.
What?
A nice smelling fire.
Moody police say that they're investigating a burglary of the Wendy's on Village Drive that occurred Monday morning around 6:30 a.m. Police responded to Wendy's where they found broken glass at the main entrance. And inside there was a strong smell, which the police say was consistent with a liquid accelerant. And that two separate areas within the business appeared to have been targeted in the attempted arson.
Jason, you said burglar. Do we think
it was the
Hamburglar?
I think we ought to. We'll certainly.
We're on to something.
We certainly need to interview him.
We need to find the Hamburglar's MO. Does he use liquid accelerant?
I doubt it, but it does sound something like that guy that pretended to eat the cheeseburger at McDonald's would order to have happen. But he wouldn't get his hands dirty. He'd have brought in the Hamburglar.
Right.
Yeah. But that would have been so. There was a picture I saw. I did a little deep dive on it too. I saw a picture. They had ATF agents there because of the accelerant, I guess, that was used. But guys, let's not take out the home of the Baconator, okay?
No.
I need that at least once a month.
No theories about who did it?
Not
Disgruntled employee?
No. Hamburglar's the best one
Unhappy customer? Hamburger.
That can't be true.
I did ask,
like some of the folks that work there, though, the whole story's a little messed up.
Mm-hmm. The Hamburglar does not use any specific items to start fires, as pyromania is not part of his character. As a famous McDonald's mascot, his entire lore revolves around being a sneaky, mischievous thief who travels around trying to steal hamburgers. So
what are you reading?
He's not an arsonist. Well, that's what Google told me. When I asked him what the Hamburglar uses to start a fire.
You can ask any question now.
It could have been Cookie Crisp, the Cookie Crisp burglar, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he was a bandit also.
Yeah, he was a bandit. It could have been the Banner Bandit. We'll never know.
Oh, we need to go check
for that costume. For that costume in the men's room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If it's gone.
Could have been the Banner Ninja. I mean.
No, he was. I think we killed him.
That was good. But anyway, guys, if we had lost Mango's and Wendy's,
That's almost too much.
Wendy's
for a
would have
person
torn my. I mean, with the
yeah.
sea salt,
Been a
salted
national
fries.
emergency.
I'll tell you, I only
The
thought
square patty, never frozen.
When I saw
square
that story,
patty.
I only thought of one person.
Do we think it's above whoever runs Wendy's now to do a little insurance fraud? Maybe they were going to burn it down so they could just rebuild it.
No, that store.
They got jealous of mangoes.
It has at least 3 customers an hour, Patrick.
Well, they got
successful.
jealous of McDonald's and Taco Bell's new look.
They want a new
boring look.
Yeah. I don't go to Wendy's because of how it looks or its cleanliness, obviously.
Clearly.
I go there for the Baconator.
Yeah.
And I had one night last week, and it was excellent.
You might have one on the way home.
No, I can't. I think it's still closed.
Oh, no.
I don't know that they've opened it back up. I need to go check it out. But that's all they got.
Got to have a Whataburger instead.
That
takes
24 hours.
That'd take you about 6 weeks to get it. But
yeah, it would.
Can you pull forward?
Don't open your car door while you're in that drive-through. You hit that embankment.
Oh, man, yeah.
The curb
Brick.
that's this tall. Yeah.
I was afraid I'm going to run my car up against that thing.
All right, here we are.
Are we sure?
Yeah, I think we're sure this time.
Okay.
Over to you, Patrick.
So if you'll remember from last week, we talked a little about a guy who trespassed at an airport and is no more. Well, one of our most devoted passengers, Miss Malia, told me about a little interesting ICD code. Jason knows what an ICD code is.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what this one is.
So ICD codes.
Does this one start with an S?
It starts with a V.
A V. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So ICD codes are used in medical billing for diagnoses.
Yep. ICD-10 now.
ICD-10. I guess that's the version they're on. So I thought it would be, after talking to Miss Malia,
there's some really funny ones.
I thought it would be interesting to talk about some funny ones.
Yep. This is going to be good stuff.
And I'll start with the one from last week.
Yeah.
That's relevant. ICD code V97.33 sucked into a jet engine.
Now, so that happens enough times that they have a code for
an
it?
ICD code, I think, requires you to be alive because you have to be diagnosed. So this is someone...
But I bet it would show on a coroner's report.
I don't think that ever got used.
But hold on.
Just in case they got that ready.
There has been incidences of people going into a jet engine and surviving.
But hold on, it gets weirder. Wow. ICD code V97.33XD. Sucked into a jet engine, subsequent encounter.
So that would be you're coming back
for back for it. I know, but it's funny to think about.
What?
So there's the initial encounter. If you have an accident or something, there's the initial encounter. Yeah. So you present with, I've been sucked into an engine, I'm going to the hospital. Your follow-up is going to be the D code. The V with it ends in a D.
Subsequent encounter where I'm subsequently encountering the doctor for the same diagnosis.
Coming in for the same thing.
So there are some other...
Oh, it's not I got sucked in the second time.
No.
I was thinking,
if you
look, I got sucked in, they came back for me and backed over me.
Suck me in once, shame on you. Suck me in twice, shame on me.
Oh, no.
Not again.
Oh, how did this happen? Well, curious somebody needs to put up some safety tape.
This hurt so bad last time.
So there are some other funny ICD codes. I won't tell you the codes because nobody cares. Struck by an orca.
Yep. We went so ICD-10 came out with an even bigger list. So the reason they went from ICD-9 to ICD-10 was so that they could have more specific codes. So there is a vast number of and so they get very specific.
But also all of these imply
survived.
Someone experienced this.
Yeah,
someone has been struck by an orca.
Well, Shamu probably took somebody out at SeaWorld.
Bitten by a pig, struck by a sea lion, pecked by a chicken.
I've had that. I haven't gone to the doctor for that, but I've had that happen.
More in like the sucked into a jet engine, burn due to water skis on fire.
That's very specific.
So how do you keep the water skis burning if you're going across the water?
You know how it happens. I think, was it like the Fonz? I know I've seen like those stunt folks. They light the ramp on fire,
so
right?
while they're going,
it's also probably not a liquid accelerant.
Jump the shark.
The shark, right?
They jumped the shark.
That's where that happened on Happy Days, but it wasn't on the ramp wasn't on fire. It was a V7463, but not one of those. Yeah,
you got to have a decimal point in there somewhere.
Dot 4 dot X.
Did I catch a 9?
Dot XK.
Did I catch a 9 in there?
75.
Walked into a lamppost. Prolonged stay in weightless environment.
That's one of those. What do they call it? The tubs where
the deprivation tank,
sensory deprivation tank,
or those ladies that went into space.
They never left the ground
for a few seconds.
So in the ICD-10
period and
nomenclature, there is also some codes for place of occurrence.
There is.
So you
work, garage,
sucked
living
into a jet
room.
engine, and then where?
Yep.
Some highly specific locations.
Okay.
Swimming pool of prison. What?
I'm not playing sharks and minnows in there. I guarantee you that. Marco, shanked.
What prison has a swimming pool?
Oh no!
Have you never seen
white collar crimes?
Have you never seen the prison synchronized swimming team?
No.
It is quite impressive. You should see it sometime. You should Google it.
Maybe we'll look it up. Opera House.
Just can't say anything about this kind of thing. Oh man. Anyhow, go ahead.
Opera House, chicken coop. Okay, and then there's also
what is the code for pecked by a chicken in an opera house?
There's one
W61.33XA.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
And then in an opera house, Y92.253.
Yep.
All right. And then last couple here. Besides what happened, where it happened, there's also lifestyle kind of things.
Any kind of accident you're supposed to have, what it is, where it happened, and what they were doing, basically.
So bizarre personal appearance is an ICD-10 code.
It sounds like one that is used a lot.
I saw a bizarre personal appearance come by me at Pell City's graduation last night.
Yeah.
It was my first encounter with what I guess the world terms a furry.
Oh me.
It was weird.
That's an R46.1.
There is one for that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. R46.1.
That doesn't fall under
experience.
bizarre. Okay, it does. Yeah.
It's not furry, but
I'm kind of afraid to Google the ICD-10 code for a furry.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not going to do that.
No.
All right.
You don't want that on your work computer.
Then
for sure.
Last one, trouble with the in-laws.
Well,
I've never had to use that code.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I suffered.
So these codes are for what?
So I suffered a gunshot.
So a doctor's office, when they diagnose you with whatever, they will. This is how they enter it into your medical record, and then it goes to insurance for billing.
Yeah. Insurance is going to bill based on your procedure code, CPT code, and the ICD-10 that's associated with it.
Yeah.
And different things you have to have different qualifiers. Like you've got to have place of accident, the accident, place of accident, what they were doing. Like there's some of them, they're like using a lawnmower. There's some weird codes out there. When they first came out, we did a deep dive on them.
Yeah.
There's some really funny ones.
That's good.
Well, you want to take a quick break?
Yeah. When we come back, we'll have some fan mail, hate mail.
It's straight
mail.
up, it's straight
We'll
up
have
hate
some
mail and slander against Patrick.
But that's okay.
As long as it's not against me.
And libel.
I look forward to it.
Produced that song.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back in just a moment.
Take a break from the beats and they give it up for free. They on YouTube now. Another viral attack. Turn the video on. This ain't Maine, it's a cul-de-sac.
Yay sports. You think you with 4 down home ballers, but you turn on the tube and it's a cue ball squalor.
Yo, hashtag bald is beautiful.
Free ball mail, white dudes. Free ball mail, white dudes.
And Patrick.
Yeah.
Here today, gone tomorrow, aerodynamic warrior. warriors. Yo, your hairline called. It wants a restraining order. Saving money on shampoo because they head is bare. That's on sight. They ain't bald. They just taller than they head.
Welcome back, passengers. It is time not for a bad preacher. We have a little fan mail, you guys.
All right.
Now, this fan mail is really more like Patrick hate mail.
Oh.
There's a little bit of, I think, libel and slander in there. It speaks very highly of non-Patrick hosts.
I like it.
Well, a little bit.
Oh.
So in light of our newfound ability to turn things into song, I thought maybe I would turn this into a spoken word song.
Oh.
It's a good way to handle fan mail.
Now, you guys hadn't heard my inspiration for this when I played the inspiration for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if
somebody out there,
somebody out there has heard it. And if y'all want, go listen, look up Baz Luhrmann Sunscreen. Back in the late 90s, he put out a song that was some advice to graduates. So I took that as my inspiration, and I spent maybe 5 total minutes on this. So I thought it turned out pretty good, though.
All right, lay it on us.
So here it is. Joel, this is from Joel. This is fan mail from Joel. I would like to say I copied and pasted exactly as he sent it. I did not change any of what you will hear as lyrics.
Okay.
These are his words from start to finish.
Now I'm getting nervous. You didn't change
I didn't
any
change
of it.
anything.
Okay.
It was a strict copy and paste.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Let's
If
run
you
it.
say so.
Get that dump button.
Hark, for today I bring great tidings of immense joy. For unto you, O Passages Podcast, I bestow the legendary Respectometer. For those unfamiliar with the fabled Respectometer, it is a tool and a measure of my respect for you as an individual or group on a scale of 0 to 100. 100 is, and always will be, Chris Cornell. 0 is an ever-changing bar, and is currently occupied by Patrick Birch due to his doubt that I would bring savory smoked salmon soda and drink it on the show. An affront that is yet to be forgiven, nor has an official apology been tenured. After the score has been revealed, there are 2 categories. Things you all are doing well to earn my respect, and areas of needed improvement to further garner more respect. Without further ado, your score is 100.
Chris Cornell.
32.5.
Passages Podcast.
It's over
0. Patrick Birch. What you are doing well, you guys are still doing it. It's been a couple years. You have 35 viewers, 8 of which are me, but you soldier on.
8 of which are me.
That in and of itself is worthy of respect. Taking comments meant to offend and turning it into basically 2 episodes has earned respect.
Here's your 3rd episode on that. Little did he know what was going to happen tonight.
I'm glad you paused it, because did he say we scored 132?
No.
32.5. Chris Cornell is 100.
Oh, I got
32.5.
I thought I heard 132.
0.
So our score is 32.5, and you contributed nothing.
Clearly. I might actually have been a distractor.
You on the scale 100 to Chris Cornell, 0 Patrick. Us as a total,
yes,
32.
I might have detracted though.
But if we
I don't think so.
If Patrick disappeared,
would that go up?
We'd be a 10.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have a podcast either.
Yeah, we'd.
Yeah, y'all did it before me.
It wouldn't be this good.
Okay,
all right. So we'll pick back up.
I mean, we do have 32 listeners, feedback. 8 of which are Joel.
8 of which are him.
Yes,
I was hearing he was saying that we show up.
Yeah, we're still doing it. It's been a couple
even
years.
though we have no listeners except for him,
right?
And
we have 24. He's 8 of the 32.
Yeah,
right?
he clearly doesn't have access to our analytics platform that we had to build just to hold all the
the listeners.
You had to get a new computer.
That's
just
right. It's
to
a
hold
whole new
analytics.
computer, you guys.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is our ability to turn criticisms into material for the show.
Taking comments meant to offend and turning it into basically 2 episodes has earned respect. I wonder what it will get for now turning it into 3 episodes.
He said Patrick 0, and then he gave those things just to the general.
Yeah. So
you contributed a little to that. I mean,
so he said, I'll give you the score, and then I'll tell you what you're doing well, and then here in a minute he's going to get to what we're not doing well.
Some things that need
some improvements. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll
I don't do criticism well.
Well, let's see if we can.
Can't get better unless you.
Yeah. Well, just wait.
Oh no.
Having Joel on once, and occasional shout-outs to him has certainly earned respect in the respectometer offices. And finally, and most importantly, you have Tim. Tim alone is worthy of at least 15 points of respect. He shatters all expectations and defies any category one could try to put him in. You think he's just an Alabama fan? No, sir. The man can spell Alabama without looking at his shirt for tips and is not married to a close family member. You think he's unathletic due to his physique and lack of hair. Keep thinking that as he destroys you in whatever athletic endeavor you challenge him in for about 3 minutes until he has to sit down and rest for a while. The man is limitless in his talents and abilities. Areas of needed improvement. You all did an episode involving a Dostoevsky quotation while Drew was out. That would be like doing an episode about eye stuff while Jason's gone, a phone episode while Tim is out, or an episode about whatever Patrick does while Patrick is gone. Lost a lot of respect with that blunder.
Okay.
Wow.
I would like to pause here again and just say,
I really enjoy this spoken word stuff.
Yeah,
this is
pretty
great.
funny.
I would also like to say though that we had fully planned in our Passages Way for weeks on the Dostoevsky,
and then you had to be out that night.
And it was sort of last minutes. Yeah, Drew. We planned these for weeks in advance.
At least 2 hours. Weeks.
Yeah,
weeks.
In our
But that was the
bi-monthly pre-production
like
program.
Tonight, right?
That was when the in-laws. Oh, I have it in the send. I can't decide. I'm indecisive. That's why I can't ever find what restaurant I want to go to.
Well, it was a blunder. We're not pointing any fingers. It could be my blunder. I mean, it was a blunder.
I remember you're the one that went home that night.
We accept that criticism.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Okay.
Well, we actually
easy
mentioned
to improve on.
That's probably a fair criticism.
And we actually mentioned that on
We commit
on that episode.
we will never do another Dostoevsky quotation without Drew.
Thank you.
Committed.
Yeah.
So let it be said.
Okay.
So let it be done.
All right.
Or eye stuff without Jason.
Yeah, can I?
Or phone stuff without me.
or whatever it is that Patrick
does
does
without Patrick.
without Patrick.
Patrick.
Okay.
All right.
Respect with that blunder. Jason, we need to do something about the length of your segments or just rename your segment. You guys could just say, now for Jason's episode. Maybe you're looking for lists to discuss. Limit your lists to under 100 items. Drew, there's been a shocking lack of impressions and appearances by Angry Drew in recent episodes. Rectifying this void will increase the overall respect score.
Angry Drew.
Patrick knows what he needs to do to improve. There is nothing that Tim himself needs to improve upon. But I've heard that Millie has been silly, and no one has brought that to anyone's attention in a loud, high-pitched way.
Siri Millie.
Hold on. I want to go back to that because because you need to hear the whole thing, Tim.
Patrick knows what he needs to do to improve. There is nothing that Tim himself needs to improve upon. But I have heard that Millie has been silly, and no one has brought that to anyone's attention in a loud, high-pitched way. I look forward to these issues being addressed and rectified in future episodes.
All right, here's my favorite part.
All my best.
CEO of Savory.
Smoked salmon soda.
Spicy savory.
Smoked salmon soda.
And Vienna sausages.
Let's drink. Joel.
Joel.
That guy kind of sounds like Joel a little bit.
That was.
I think Joel could do that voice if he wanted to. That
was awesome.
That is so much better than you just reading it.
That is.
I had to stop and
I think all fan letters deserve.
Yeah.
And the music style can be varied based on.
Yeah. Who
that was very good music and voice for that.
So Joel has been doing this for at least 30 years. He would issue unsolicited respectometers in our campus mailbox.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Suggesting improvements and giving scores with Chris Cornell at the top. Nobody ever reached
Before
that.
Patrick, who was his 0 mark. Do you remember? Or can you say live? We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings that you went to college with.
Well, my brother Ash found his the other day, and I wasn't prepared for this. So,
do I really talk for a long time? I do.
No.
That look said I do. Tim, you can't hide that look from me.
No, Jason.
Well,
I know what that look meant.
After you speak, the episode number changes.
We've actually done 400 episodes.
This is 117.
I'm taking my talent and I'm leaving.
Going to South Beach.
Don't recruit new hosts.
I'm going to
wherever you go.
I'm going to Pell City.
You hear there's an opening.
I hear there's an opening.
I can't find it, but I don't remember who the 0 mark was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. I'll have it for you by the.
This may get me in trouble with Joel, but is there a specific reason that Chris Cornell is 100?
Well, he was Joel's favorite recording artist, lead singer of Soundgarden, and then Audio Slave and solo work. It's just Joel's favorite singer.
So that he's
and
just
that's number one for Joel. So
I think after I was so brutally attacked in there, I'm not gonna respond to his allegations.
Oh.
So he said you should know what you need to work on.
He wants an apology because he thinks that I didn't have faith he was going to bring canned salmon and whatever else smoked flavor he brought in here and drink it.
He's probably got you dead to rights. I mean, I just knowing him.
Yeah.
I know him better than anybody.
Yeah.
And he has the clip.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Incriminating evidence. He has it.
I'm sure he does, but I think he should apologize to us for bringing that in here.
And touching my microphone.
Yeah.
I think not going to get a better respectometer.
I think it's best that we just broker a reconciliation here. And
it's time for an amends, maybe.
Easy for you to say. You get like,
you're the 100%
it's like on everything.
I feel like I'm sitting next to an apostle.
Yeah.
Thanks,
maybe
Joel.
my
you were
song,
revered in that respectometer.
Maybe
we brought you down.
Yeah. Maybe my song in tribute to his fan mail will give me a half a point or something.
I think it will. I mean, I think that maybe that was the, what do we call it? The olive branch.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe.
I
mean,
now,
the fact that you
was
balance out his 0,
and we're still
Drew
at
and I by
32.5.
ourselves would probably be like a 12. Maybe.
I guess. It was his advice to me to be more angry.
Yeah, he wanted some angry Drew
he wanted
voices.
impression and angry Drew segment.
More impressions.
Yes.
It is time for a Drew impression segment.
The camera. I don't know if I can do the impressions with the camera.
You just
don't look
ignore
at
it.
Yeah, I gotta ignore it.
We can blur.
They weren't that good.
We can blur
My
your
Donald
face.
Trump was horrible.
No, they were all fantastic.
Yes, they were.
It was the worst in the history of the world.
That sounded more like Mr. Burns.
Yeah, I can't do Donald Trump. I got to work on the New York accent with the raspiness, with the Trumpiness. I don't know.
But with the video, I mean, maybe you could throw in some hands.
But your Stephen A. Smith was dead on.
That was awesome.
Oh, come on, guys.
It was awesome.
Please.
What would Stephen A. say, Drew?
I don't know. I need my cheat sheet. I don't have a cheat sheet. And I guess I been angry in the past?
You
get angry.
You got a little loud at some point last week, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I had with the people getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
to go before the sermon's over, which I heard a little of that tonight.
That was me. I zipped it. Yeah.
It's those Bible cases.
Yeah.
Zip up.
Okay, but is it better to do that in preparation of let's rise and sing, or do you want them sitting down like then putting their stuff up? Because you got to put it up. It's got to be put up then.
What would be the problem? What is this doing? What would be the problem with just leaving your Bible open until church is over?
Oh, that goes against so many
bus
things.
to catch, got a pill to take. What's going on? Got a podcast to record?
I've got a funny sound issue to share with y'all offline, or if you want to subscribe to our subscription service, $8.99 a month
on Patreon.
I'll share it with y'all.
Just announcing it right now.
Passages _ podcast on Patreon
after dark.
Sure. Get to work on that now.
So be on watch for that. 8 of you. Joel will subscribe to it.
It's not the sound of somebody rolling in at 5 minutes before the service is over.
It could be, but it's not.
Okay.
All right.
Take another break, and then we'll find out what our passage is for tonight.
It's in your your phone.
We're continuing the song lyrics.
We're going to take a couple of hours off to prepare with this passage, and then we'll be back.
We'll be wearing different shirts.
This one's pretty simple.
All right. No problem. It's good.
A restraining order, saving money on shampoo because their head is bare. That's on sight. They ain't bald, they just taller than their hair. 3 bald mayo, white dudes. 3 bald mayo, white dudes.
Welcome back to Passages. It's time for our quotation. Joel, I apologize.
-2 on the respectometer.
He even said that in that, and I messed it up. So I want to apologize for that. And I would like to apologize for Patrick stepping all over your feelings, doubting you even. Let's get Patrick up to at least a 50 because he's 100 in mine. If he's a 0 in yours, that's an average of a 50.
There you go.
Our whole group's not even up to 50.
Well, that's because he's dragging us down.
Well, that's true.
I think I've gone negative, even though the scale stops at 0.
So we're doing song quotes, quotations from our songs, lyrics that we like. It was harder than I thought it was going to be to find a line in a song I like. So this is from a song by J.J. Gray and Moffro, The Sun is Shining Down. It's somewhere in the song down near the middle to the end, I think. I don't really know.
All those simple thoughts, all those peaceful dreams, share the space with a hard work day. It's the little things, not expectation that make life worth living, worth living.
All right. So it's the line that says, oh, it's the little things, not expectation that makes life worth living. And he repeats worth living. So I sometimes get really caught up in the big picture of life, right? I get overwhelmed by, I don't know, just life in general. And I don't stop and think about all those little things, the little moments you have. As my kids have gotten older, I think about how much time. I said I wasn't going to get upset. I even picked this one so I wouldn't get upset, but I still may get a little upset. I think about all the time that I wasted chasing, I guess, dreams or expectations at work, mostly expectations, I think. I started a business way too young and thought I knew what I wanted and wanted to grow it and grow it fast, and had success in doing that. But probably worked 65, 70 hours a week for many years. And my oldest son, Taylor, was born the year I graduated school. I had, I think, one paycheck between graduation and him being born. And so in those years, I was building businesses. I mean, I had 58 nursing homes I was providing care for. I was working for a practice in Gadsden. I was trying to open my own practice. And then as my practice grew, spending more and more time there, and then allowing the stress of that to really mess with my mental status in a lot of ways, a lot of depression and anxiety, which led to a lot of coping behaviors that were not very good at all and unhealthy. And I think of all the time spent chasing expectations. And I don't even know that they were my expectations. I think I've always been a kind of a people pleaser. And so I wanted to prove myself to everybody around me. And I wanted to just show that I'm successful and that I had this. And deep down inside, I was totally out of control. And the old saying, the tail was wagging the dog, was really, really true. And it took some pretty traumatic things in my life to realize that it's those little things that I missed. I have a lot of great memories of when my kids were little, but there was a lot of distraction too. Like I wasn't fully engaged in those little moments when they wanted to be involved. Now dad's busy, I'm working on this, or you pushing them away. And now that they're older and at that point of life where they need me, but they're not at home as much. They're getting ready to move on their own. I really realize that it was those little things that made life worth living. And I'm glad I had the traumatic thing I went through, because 3 or 4 years ago, life kind of fell apart and it really changed my outlook on things. And I like to live in the moment. I like to see the little things around me. Still have bad days and good days. But man, I've spent so much more time with my kids and my family and doing the little things I enjoy, and have made some major changes in my work life just to find space to make time to enjoy living. And this song, I don't know, it's one of those, the sun is shining down. It's just one of those things where it really talks to me. It's one of those I can listen to and I get emotional listening to it. And it's because it talks about how sometimes we waste a lot of time chasing things that we don't need. And he says it perfectly there, that the little things is what make life worth living. It's just, I don't know, when I was going through songs and thinking about it, it's funny, the other song that I had thought about that I didn't bring because I knew I would get really upset in it is called Sunshine by the Red Clay Strays. And it's a very similar kind of thing, talking about that there's always warmth there, that there's good things shining down on you, that God's going to take care of you through things. And I don't know, it's just a tough discussion. At least it is for me, but that's my favorite thing about this quote. I love J.J. Gray. I'd like to see him live one day. That's about all I got.
He packs a lot into that unusual word, expectation. It's unusual for this context. Yep. Before you explained all that, I was going to talk about that and ask you, what does he mean by expectation? And you brought up something I didn't even think of. I was thinking more of like, it's not the destination, it's the journey kind of thing. And that's in here. The destination would be the expectation. But you brought up others' expectations of what you should be. You said, at first you talked about your dreams, and then you said, I'm not even sure they were my dreams, it's somebody else's expectation.
Yep.
So that's great writing when you can make a word mean all those things at the same time.
Things, yeah.
It really applies. We've been over examples on this podcast of celebrities and wealthy people who got to the top, and when they got there, they're trying to tell us, look, it's not what you think it is. I got there and thought life was going to be perfect. And some have said that was like the worst moment in my life is when my book hit #1, or I won that Grammy, or I got the Oscar.
Because it's like,
or
now
I made
what do I do?
$1 million.
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel the way I thought it was going to feel. And I looked back and realized that I'd stepped on people and missed opportunities and didn't live my life. I was just so focused on this one thing. And it's kind of the idea that no matter who you are, you have a life to live, but you can't live it when you're looking on the horizon all the time. It's all around you.
Right. And it's all in just our interactions every day. It's so hard to be able to think that way, to think that really life is all about just the journey, because it's not those mountaintop moments. And, we think in that kind of way, right? Big deals and little deals, but the big part of life is what's going on every day. It's where the real substance and the meat come from. I was taking Jay home tonight after church, and we were driving into Oliver Crossing. It's not a very long drive from church. And my work's been sort of nuts lately. And so he said, "Dad, what you been working on today?" And we talk a lot, but we mostly talk about his life, right? Not my life, right? It's natural, right? I mean, his stuff's more interesting than mine, right? Yeah. It's like, I don't ever really want to talk about necessarily work, that much. I talk about it all day. So, and I said, well, Jay, I'm working on this call blast. It's going to go out to these customers, and I'm working on some 911 stuff. And he said, "Be more specific." And I was like, "What?" and so I started talking to him about the specifics of what each one of those was. I'm like, it was just one of those moments where it's like, you want to talk about me.
He's trying to understand you.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's like, because he knows it's been sort of stressful, and there's been some things going on that really haven't gone on in his lifetime a lot, like me back up at my computer at 10 o'clock at night. And he's like, this is not normal, because God was very good to me in that a lot of the nutty part of my work came before Jonathan came along. And about the time that Jonathan came along, I moved from Accenture back to AT&T. They insourced me, and that job was incrementally lower stress, lower daily activity, that kind of thing. And here at the end of my career, there's some stuff going on that's sort of ramping up a little bit, and there's a lot, I've got a good bit of responsibility around some of that stuff, and and we're at a sort of a peak time in getting some things kicked off, and it's just, Millie remembers those days vividly, and so she's like, I went inside and I just mentioned it to her, and she's like, he's never seen this before, and so he's interested in what's going on. But it was one of those really cool moments, because it was like, we really haven't ever done this, right? And you're sort of because I'm driving the questions typically, right? Because like most boys, how was your day? It was good. Anything interesting happen? Nah. Just sort of, and then, so I can, sometimes we'll start talking about, what's going on with the band, or what's going on in music, or what's going on with his friends, or something like that, and we'll get into conversations about that. But it was just, it's never been like, hey, I'm the one who asked the questions, right? Or trying to get information out of you. And it's just interesting. But, the bottom line of all of this is, that happened, taking him home on a Wednesday night. But that's what life's about, right? Is you never really know when like something new is going to happen, or where the little things, just
conversation with your kid.
Yeah.
So Jason, you focused on the second half of this.
Mm-hmm.
I locked onto the first two lines in a very similar way that you did, of sort of as it relates to kids. Mm-hmm. All the simple thoughts, peaceful dreams, share the space with a hard work day, which kind of is what you're talking about, where you're having to work some extra hours. You worked extra hours. You're thinking, man, I wish I could go to that game or whatever. And I think back to when I was little, my dad traveled a lot. I mean, 3 to 4 weeks of a month, just on a plane. I used to kind of think it was cool that he was a 1,000,000-miler on Delta, when I was little, because it's like, whoa, and, looking back, we talk a lot about he wishes things were different, but like you can't go back and, like we talked about 2 episodes ago, you can't go back and change anything. Cause it's all hindsight. And I think he beats himself up a lot, and I wish he wouldn't, because I think a lot of his good qualities, the hardworking, the hard work ethic, the sort of engineering and mechanical brain that, I use to understand the world. And, always go back and wish things were different. So he always told me that he didn't want me to be like him in this way. And, later on, as I got older, that took on some different meaning, but, I tried really hard to not do that to the girls, because, he one of his favorite phrases is you pay for your raising. And I never understood that until, the kids were in sports or in, doing all the things that they do that you want to be there for. And, I never wanted to travel like that. Traveling is cool every now and then. I like a good business trip where I can kind of eat some food I wouldn't normally eat, or, go somewhere that I wouldn't normally go. But, that's like a couple times a year kind of thing. And, so I kind of coupled you two together of, the kids have a lot of those simple, like small moments. And if you're not around, that you're going to miss them. This is super cliche, but, it's graduation season. So there's a lot of, commencement speeches being posted online. And one of them I caught just a little, and I don't remember who it was. So I can't cite this quotation, but, he said, you get 2 dates when you come into this world and when you leave it. That's all you get is 2 dates, and then a dash in between, and everything happens in the dash. All the big and small things. And, that was just sort of appropriate timing. The last thing I'll say is, along these lines, and along what you guys were talking about, I grew up listening to Cats in the Cradle, which is
the saddest song,
an incredibly sad song.
Yeah.
And I think Dad played it. I don't know. It was sort of the thing back when, but, it came out in 1974, but it was on the soft rock station or the classic rock station. And, which we always listened to, back when, radio was a thing. On the FM
terrestrial
dial.
radio.
Yeah. But it talks a lot about that, of you're too busy while they're growing up, and then they get grown and they're too busy when you've slowed down. And I think you just sort of illustrated that,
because it flipped.
Because it flipped, and now he wants to hear more about you, kind of thing. And I don't know.
What I'm thinking about as y'all are talking, each one of us brought up, the 3 of you brought up your kids as the little things. And I'm thinking, I've been talking to Julie about this. We're getting closer and closer to that empty nest.
Yep.
And I've heard couples say, I've heard both sides. I've heard people say, I love the emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the emptiness is great. And then I've heard other people say, we didn't know what we were here for anymore. We didn't know each other. We didn't know what to be if it wasn't a mom and dad in the house. So, you know, there was a couple weekends ago where Jackson was at a retreat. Neva was still up at college. And we got a little taste of it. It went really well. We went on a date, which we don't do that, you know, and had a good time together. And I'm just starting to think about our relationship and just individually. You need to have little things with your wife, with your kids, and you need to be able to enjoy little things as an individual. Because kids are supposed to do the cats in the cradle thing, sadly. But our job is to make them independent and live on their own.
That's right.
Yep.
So they're not there to give us something to do or to give us value. We're supposed to give them value and send them off.
Yeah. We're about to hit that in 3 months, I think, with our first one of the first kind of kicking the baby bird out of the nest and
right. And then, you know, the relationship's still there. It just changes.
Yeah.
And I guess the only point I was trying to make is find little things.
It's all over the place, right?
All over the place. Yeah.
You know, just one last thought that I have is, you know, we've all talked about, you know, and everyone has regrets and things that, you know, if I went back, I'd do it a little bit differently than, you know, next time. And that's just life, right? But there is one thing that we can change, and that's today.
Yep.
And so, you know, you were talking about adjustments that you've made in your life and the changes in focus that you've had. And I think that's the most important thing for us to think about is when you just let your regrets make you regret, but they don't cause you to change anything, then you haven't learned any lessons.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as we're above ground,
it's never too late.
It's never too late. It's never too late. It doesn't matter that a child's 25 years old or 45 years old or 65 years old, and you've got a bunch of regrets in the past. You can change that today.
Yep.
You can be present.
You can control today and going forward. And we've been dealing with some family stuff. Everybody's always dealing with family stuff. But it's some of those things where they're, you know, where it has to do with regrets of the past. And it's like, you just wish sometimes we can all do this for ourselves, but you wish you could shake some people and say, wake up. Mm-hmm. Life is passing you by and you need to make, you know, you're wasting relationship opportunities. You're wasting, you know, you're blowing it.
Yeah.
You're blowing
in the moment.
Right.
You can see it happening and you can't stop.
And you can fix this right now.
And you have a finite amount of time to fix it. I mean, you have today. Right. You don't have tomorrow necessarily.
Right. And one of the greatest slogans of all time, Nike, just do it.
Do it.
Just
that applies to a lot more than sports.
As somebody who's going through some pretty major life changes right now, it's terrifying. It's like walking on thin ice. I'm for the first time in my adult life and my career, there's some unknowns.
Mm-hmm.
Unknowns that are totally out of my control. And it's a terrifying thing.
But you feel alive.
But I've actually enjoyed working. I don't get out of bed and think, oh no, I've got to go to work. It's the weirdest thing walking in to the office and being excited about interacting and seeing. It's strange. And it's really nice having a look. I mean, last Wednesday, I didn't this Wednesday, but last Wednesday, I got to go home before church. That never happens. It was a really cool thing. And so why it's terrifying, to me, it's kind of what it says in here, that those simple thoughts and those peaceful dreams share the space with a hard work day. Well, sometimes if you don't act on those simple things and those simple thoughts and those peaceful dreams, all you've got is the hard work day, and you've got the redundancy of the same thing over and over. And the farther I get away from the decision to change, the better things have been. And that comes in a lot of different parts of my life.
I think too, you get into, I'm going to call it a rut. And however long that is. So from the time you opened your first business to the time you've made some changes, that, let's call that 15 years, 20 years. And so like you formed some pretty strong habits and some pretty strong, like just this is the way it is, I don't know, there's a word here I'm looking for, but, and then it's almost like you flipped a light switch and it changed, and you don't, and I'm saying this is proverbial you don't know how to operate anymore. Because all you've known for 20 years is whatever that's been. And now it's like you're saying, you kind of feel a little alive because wait, something's different.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know what's going on. And that's
okay.
It's a little scary, which is,
it is scary. It's really
in a
weird.
good way,
but scary can also be exhilarating.
It can be. Yeah.
I mean, that's why people go bungee jumping or whatever, because it's scary, but it, so yeah, I mean,
it's a really weird thing, but it's been, I don't know, it's brought back. It was like I had hit that point where I was regretting so many things. Something had to change. And what you said was true. It's the relief that I have just felt in life in general by making a hard decision, but I think a wise decision. And I don't know, and I'm starting to be able to appreciate a lot of the little things because like just interacting with patients, right? I mean, I'm not in my head brooding about the pile of junk on my desk that I've got to deal with before I go home tonight, or what taxes are due, or what day of the month it is. Is it payroll tomorrow? I can just interact with the patient and they have my undivided attention. I'm not sitting in there loathing something that I've got to do before I go home that night.
And you've always been really good at what you do, but it'll make you even better, right?
At least makes it fun,
right?
Yep. Makes it enjoyable.
Right. A few episodes ago, we had a Moby Dick quotation about
I will not have a man on my ship who is not afraid of a whale.
Yeah. And we got into, I think, some wider context of that. Maybe I'm misremembering, where we talked some about
we always get into wider context.
Hold on. What was it, the Moby Dick one? It was about the it's better to have, it was about cowards and the guy who will just go do
You'd rather have somebody who is afraid of a whale.
Yeah, it was the wider context. Yeah.
Than somebody who was not afraid of anything.
Yeah. And you were saying just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you get into this analysis by paralysis sometimes, either analysis of your regret, analysis of all the things that could go wrong, analysis of this is hard or whatever. Mm-hmm. And if you get stuck in that, and I'm a very
it's a tendency of any change, right?
Yeah.
I'll start it tomorrow, next week, next month, next year.
Yeah. It's
just if it's something you need to change, and if it's something that you're beating yourself up about, and it's something that you got big regrets over, there's one thing to do about it. Change it right now.
I've said this before.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
And sometimes that has to do with our spiritual life too, right? And we haven't talked a lot about that tonight, but everything we're talking about here is wrapped up in that.
Oh, but definitely.
At the end of the day, that's where it's most important. If you've not been living for God, you may have regrets about it, and you think, I'm going to straighten that out someday. Someday that never come.
Yeah.
And it's, that's something you need to take care of now.
I've talked about this before, but I mean, procrastination, sort of, you can wrap that up in as like procrastination or scared to change or whatever, but they're in inside of procrastination, there's this sort of theory of like an irritation to start. It's irritating to do something. So they say, you know, well, if it takes less than 5 minutes, just do it now and don't put it off or whatever. It's the irritation to start, whatever that irritation is. It could be fear or shame or regret or whatever. And the only reason I'm saying this is I find when I can label it, it helps me sort of just get over that initial speed bump.
But it's so true, right? It's like anything that you haven't been doing that you need to start doing.
Yeah.
Just the sort of that move for something different,
right,
is so much harder than it seems like it needs to be.
Yeah. It is. And then usually when you start and you get going, you're like, what was I thinking? This wasn't so bad, or you know, whatever.
Right. Because I've had this great thought this year. It's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start, you know, the beginning of every week. I'll sit down. The first thing I'm going to do before I start work is write a card to somebody. You know, it's like I can do that once a week.
And life slaps you in the face.
And then it's like, you know, you sit down. It's like, oh, you know, it's not having it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just making that change, right? I mean, is there anything that couldn't wait 10 minutes for me to write that card or to send to somebody?
Or 10 seconds.
Right. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah. Or to smash that subscribe.
Smash that subscribe.
Jason, is that your way of telling us it's time to wrap it up?
Oh, no, not at all. But
if I made this my old episode,
5-10 minutes.
I said that was my last comment, and it was not my last
There are
comment.
people procrastinating subscribing to
That's
passages.
true. Yep. We've had a little lull of subscribers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it looks like it's about time to bring a teenager on.
Yep.
Yeah.
When we hit a lull, we bring a teenager in, boost our ratings. But
There's even been talk about bringing multiples in.
Yeah.
I received a commitment tonight but it had to do with others.
I have confirmation from the 2 I live with. They would be on board.
I also got an interesting text last night of, I'm not going to say his name, but he said he was going to submit an audition tape. I'll tell you all off air.
Interesting. Okay.
So we'll see if that comes through.
Didn't know we were accepting submissions, but
look, anytime anybody says, "Hey, can I be on?" or "I want to be on," I'm like, you need to submit an audition tape. So
be willing to,
I love it.
Be willing to take a look.
I mean, we're gonna play it for everybody. That's
right,
for sure.
right.
I don't know if you'll get on the show,
but look,
everybody's gonna see your audition.
Look, it turned out really well for Andrew.
It did.
It did.
I mean, he's the fifth guy.
I think one of the things that, you know, ties the Passages hosts together is you got to have a history.
Yeah.
And that's because we refer back to these inconsequential events that nobody really cares about, which probably is limiting our audience.
Well, we have like only, what was it, 32 subscribers, and 8 of them are Joel.
Yeah. But
I got facts to refute that one.
That being said, we could use the subscriptions, the call outs,
even if you don't
shares.
listen regularly, just hit the subscribe button. Yeah. It costs you nothing.
Ring that bell.
Do us a solid.
And it cost us nothing.
Yeah.
And we don't make anything either.
Yeah.
Other than
we
friendships.
provide the service for free.
Right. It's our gift to you.
And we have one more week for Tim to watch Princess Bride. And you got a big week coming up.
Yeah.
Not to stress you out, but just do it.
Just do it.
We've been saying it. Princess Bride, and you got to bring us some Elton John lyrics or some lyrics.
Bring you something.
Something.
You know, there's a lot of Elton John songs you really can't tell exactly what he's saying. So
it's true.
Maybe
you make him say anything you want.
We'll just try to interpret what in the world he just said.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe it.
You know what we need to hear on the way out? I'd like to hear a little more of.
Yes.
I heard there was another rendition.
There's a gospel choir version. So we'll.
And Tim, I also have a loosely based on Elton John version that I'll play for you after.
Nice. I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll go out with the gospel music. What do I always say? There's more to come on Passages.
The Passages podcast from coast to coast. They got 4 straight shooters at the mic to host.
Hey. There's some thumps too.
Throw all the flourishes in.
They're going down with them like it's growing on trees. Take a break from the beats and they give it up for free. They on YouTube now, another viral attack. Turn the video on, this ain't Maine, it's a cul-de-sac. Yay sports! You think you with 4 down home ballers, but you turn on the tube and it's a cue ball squalor. Your hashtag bald is beautiful.
Yes, indeed.
Free ball, male white dudes. Free ball, male white dudes and Patrick. Candidate gone tomorrow, aerodynamic warriors. Yo, your headline called, it wants a restraining order. Restraining order. Saving money on shampoo because their head is bad. That's on site, they ain't bald, they just taller than their hair. Whoa. Free ball, male white dudes. White dudes. Free ball, male white dudes and Patrick. Free ball, male white dudes. I'm Patrick. Yo, DJ Joe, it's not a quote, it's a quotation. Adam Sandler made a list of famous Jews. Here's one of all sages with shiny domes and views. Got Dostoevsky staring like he knows your sins. Tolstoy wrote a book that got 1,000 chins. C.S. Lewis with the Lion and the Wardrobe Crew. Mahatma Gandhi went bald. Yeah, we see you. Kipling wrote If, like your dad on a rant. Wendell Farm Strong, write a book, plant a plant. Ben Franklin flew a kite, said, yo, I found a spark. Tim Keller dropping sermons while he strolled through Central Park. Robert Duvall looking tough with the cinematic glare. John Adams wrote it down like I regret your hair. Cormac McCarthy wrote it dark, stripped down and true. Alfred Lord Tennyson said, strive, seek, find. Still coming through. Go up, ye old bald head. Free ball, male white dudes. White dudes. Free ball, male white dudes and Patrick. Free ball, male white dudes. I'm Patrick.
There's even a solo on this one.
Yeah. I love it.
Tim's got a head so big that a toupee won't cover. Need a 4-pay on top for this Mayo brother. Drew shaking like a leaf in a thunderstorm. Got a lump on his head like an off-center unicorn. Jason makes us groan with his jokes all the time. When he takes off that hat, the whole room starts to shine. Shine, shine, shine. Then there's Patrick, the Mayo brother, whose hair won't turn loose.
Here he comes.
The other guys suspect it's cause he's been on the savory smoke salmon juice. Don't be like Chris Rock or the show will go south. Like Jada Pinkett Smith, keeping names out your mouth. Free ball, male white dudes. White dudes. Free ball, male white dudes and Patrick. Free ball, male white dudes. I'm Patrick. Free ball, male white dudes.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh, I love it. I don't know which one's my favorite now.
This one is very lively. thought they were going to kick it back up again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got to get that on Spotify.